What's up, Internet? My name's Nerdy.
And I'm Flaroos.
And this is the 48th episode of Attack on Titan.
Crazy.
Which means on Thursday, we're going to watch the 50th episode of the show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's how math works.
You'll see it. We'll have seen it before that, obviously, because of editing and things like that. This one is called Bystander. So somebody's going to watch somebody else do something.
Probably.
Aaron will probably be the bystander because on this show, he tends to not be the main character most of the time.
That's fine.
When do you think that changes? Is it at post-basement? Is the basement going to really, like, thrust Aaron into the spotlight center stage of the show?
That would make sense, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. The basement being that, like, inciting... the information in the basement being, like, an inciting thing for Aaron makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's interesting. People say that the episode 12, which is going to be the second episode of this video, is the end of the arc. But it felt like episode 10 from Tuesday's video, it felt like that was the end of the arc.
Yeah.
And so I'm curious what happens in these next two episodes that feel connected to ending like an arc that I feel like kind of ended with Krista becoming queen.
Yeah.
Or Historia becoming queen.
Yeah, like, I don't really feel like there's any pieces of this part of the puzzle that are, like, missing. Like, everything seems to be pretty taken care of. So, I genuinely have no idea.
Let's watch and find out. If you want the full-length reaction, go to patreon.com/nerdynightly. But if you don't, stay here, because you're already here. And the video hasn't really started yet, even though we had kind of a long intro on this one.
王冠かぶったのが2ヶ月前か。今じゃ孤児院の院長の方が板についてきてる。
2 months has passed.
So the Beast Titan, the Armor Titan have just been sitting in Shiganshima for 2 months?
Yeah.
Just waiting.
女神様。硬質化の実験はうまくいってるんだってね。
また奴らが来ちまう。
Phrasing.
Is that what we're calling jerk-off instructions? Hardening experiments?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
あの時は人類なんか滅べばいいとか言ってたのにな。
あれは勢い余っただけだから。
She's not happy someone else is flirting with Aaron.
おい。
エレンは実験で疲れてる。そうだね。ごめんミカサ。
だから俺を年寄りみたいに扱うのはやめろ。
Does Aaron's voice sound a little bit lower?
A little bit, yeah. 2 months, you know?
地下空間で発見された光る鉱石など得たものも多かった。
Oh, what can they use it?
そしてエレンの皇室
Just booty.
It's booty.
今だ
Okay.
Oh, alrighty.
日中フル稼働で巨人伐採しまくりの地獄の証券人の誕生だ
Oh my god, Zoe.
おそらく巨人の力を酷使しすぎたんだろう。
It's just his brain leaking out of
2
his
日の
nose.
実験ばかりだったからな。
すまないエレン。
That's rough, buddy.
I remember being 15 and using hardening experiments until my nose bled.
God damn it.
I was kind of like 2 months. They haven't done anything, but like that's really cool what they've
That
built.
is really cool.
ヒッチがなぜだ。
なぜって2人を。
What is that face?
見損なったって言ってやったよ。
くそが。
マルロは
Oh, he's a scout now. Good for bowl cut.
おいおい。お前らすっかり歴戦の猛者か。
I was beginning to think there weren't any in this world.
世間全体がウォールマリア奪還をって盛り上がってんだ。
Yeah, it makes sense, right? Like it's possible now. Everyone would be so...
何があったんだ。
聞きたいか。
いや、また今度にするよ。
Nah, I'm good.
コニーのお母さんを元に戻す方法 決してないわけじゃないんですよね。
Not if
Aaron
unless she
could
eats
jump
Aaron.
into her mouth.
Yes. Or just like shoot some spinal fluid in there. You can take out spinal fluid.
We can. I don't know if they can.
Fair.
悪夢を見ているようだったよ。
悪夢か。
Oh, you just gotta wake her up.
エレンまだパンとスープが残ってるでしょ。
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah.
お前最近そればっかだぞ。一人でブツブツと。
頭をどこかにぶつけてみては。
Can't hurt. Can't Historia like touch him and like jolt his memories?
That worked?
I guess.
I guess he doesn't need his story to jog his memory. He just needs Jean to bring up a random person.
Yeah, why not? He's kind of terrifying.
I want one of these trench coats really bad. They're so cool.
いいえ私めはこちらで結構です。
Sasha!
No!
見違えるように変わった。
シャアです団長。
Mikasa is so pale in that shot.
Yeah. That shot just looked like Voldemort.
だが、その瞳の奥に宿す牙は父親そのものだ。
What a line.
人類の理にはなり得ない話でよければ聞いてくれ。
I have a feeling it's going to be not very useless.
As a mere bystander, they said the name of the thing. Yeah.
He was, yeah.
おい、あんたここで何をしている？どうやって壁を越えてきた？
あなたたちこそ壁の外で何を？
彼はなぜ壁の外にいるのか覚えていなかった。グリシャ・イエーガーという名前以外。
わざわざ壁の外をうろつくバカがお前ら調査兵団以外にいるわけ。
Young Hannes?
Oh, maybe, yeah. He's got the blush.
ローの中にぶち込む方はないか、ハンネス。
Hannes is the reason the king got eaten.
名前以外にも覚えていることがある。私は医者だ。
Oh shit.
この世界のことや調査兵団、あなたたちのことを。
Wow.
Must have had his memory wiped by Reese. Which is why he went after Reese.
人類の誇りそのものだ。
誇り？我々が？
あ
あ。また調査兵団の勧誘かい？
違うぞカルラ、私は確かに壁の中は私には狭すぎた。
Let's go, Keith.
凡人どもの微量な脳みそでも理解できるほどの偉業を突きつければ、やがて皆が私を認める。
Oh, he's got a little crush.
Aww.
That's his Rosie.
大丈夫、みんな助かるよ。
イエーガー先生。
He's curing them with crystal meth.
おめでとう、イエーガー先生。
Oh, fuck! Grisha!
Didn't even recognize her.
でもエルヴィンの分隊はまだ死人を出してないんだって。
Just wait a little bit.
It's because he's not in charge yet. This poor guy.
ただクソを垂らしただけの人生を恥じることもない。偉業を成し遂げること、いや理解することすら不可能だろう。男に愛想を振りまき酒をついで回るしか取り柄のないものなんぞには。
Was he red pilled?
A little bit. A little bit.
He's gone full like.
I mean, to be fair, he witnesses death like every day.
Oh, 100%.
So
He's just
that's the
yelling
red
at a
pill.
woman in the street about it. Normal people aren't worth shit.
Yeah.
So then why did he shave off his eyebrows? Oh no, he never had eyebrows. Okay. Jesus.
雷
Oh, you fucking witnessed this shit? Oh, god damn.
そして私は気絶していたお前を避難所の寝床に戻した。それが私の知るすべてだ。
それだけですか。
Yeah, that's it. You weren't really like a bystander. You were alive at the same time the events happened.
教官の言う通り、俺は特別でも何でもなかった。
Oh my god, now there's two of them. Broody little boys.
特別じゃなきゃいけないんですか？私はそうは思いませんよ。人より優れていなくたって。
This was such a weird episode.
I know.
That was more information about Aaron's dad, but not new information.
Except that he was found outside the wall.
Yeah, that his dad must be... His dad is like Ymir, right? Like, was a Titan.
Yeah.
So his dad must have eaten somebody from the village. But Ymir didn't lose her memory.
No.
He's the one that broke the thing? Oh, fuck! This whole time I thought it was Jean. Interesting.
Yeah. So, strange episode.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, the information that we learned was that Grisha was found outside the wall, so he's probably a Titan that like ate somebody who had Titan powers, and then he lost his memory, even though
Ymir remembered her. Although
Ymir remember it.
Ymir remembered her life before being a Titan, right? But Grisha could be 100 years old. Because Ymir was 60, right? So who knows how long Grisha was in his Titan state out there.
Yeah, that's true.
I wonder who he ate.
Do you think his memory started slowly coming back, and that's why he...
It must have, because he built the basement, right?
Yeah, yeah.
At least I fucking hope there's information in the basement. If we get to the basement and there's nothing there...
I'm gonna lose it. Yeah, I know.
I like the episode in that it is a interesting self-contained story. Mm-hmm. And I think that if I wasn't so like needy for the plot to keep moving forward, when I stop and I take that out of it, mm-hmm. this was a good episode. Mm-hmm. I think that it just followed up like two really peak episodes.
Yeah.
So it feels a little bit slower after how like huge taking down Lord Rice was.
Totally. And
that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
It just is sort of a denouement moment for the show.
Yeah.
The 2-month time gap is weird to me.
Why?
But I just feel like it's not weird in that it doesn't make sense. Mm-hmm. I just was like, it's weird in that it was so unexpected. Because I feel like the plugging up of the hole and getting to the basement is so pressing. But I guess when you take out the element of...
I mean, the whole...
I don't know.
Fixing the wall, I think, definitely comes before going to the basement, right?
But does fixing the hole matter now that we know that they are turning people within the walls into Titans? Like, if the Beast Titan can climb the walls and he can turn people into Titans... Is fixing the wall even a priority, right?
It still should be, right? Because there's infinite right now number of Titans outside the walls. Whereas they don't know of any Titans inside. Yes, it's a possibility that could happen, but just because there's like a possible like small leak in this part of the boat doesn't mean you like ignore a huge flood on the other end.
But there are no people in between those two walls, right? And so fixing...
But that's where the basement is.
Right, no, but I'm saying like fixing the leak in that wall doesn't actually change the danger level for anyone, for humanity. Because there's still infinite number... We don't know how many Titans have already gone through that hole. So there is already there's hundreds of kilometers of space that could already be infested with Titans.
Totally. But
so fixing that wall just traps you inside with all of them. And then, honestly, all fixing that wall does... is start the process of having to go around and kill all of the Titans that have surrounded the two inner walls.
But you can't kill those Titans without plugging the wall first, because if you don't plug the wall first, then the Titans just keep coming in.
I'm just saying that's not that pressing. Like they actually they have the time to take 2 months here to make sure they understand the powers properly and to build better weapons.
Well, but they are understanding the powers and building weapons.
Oh no, I'm talking myself out of like it was weird at first because I didn't expect it, but what I'm saying is that it actually does make a lot of sense to take time here because there isn't a pressing issue, and spending 2 months being like, hey, like let's figure this out right now before we go plug the wall so that we have a really solid plan. I think what I'm trying to say is that it was weird at first, and then as soon as I thought about it, I was like, oh yeah, I guess like plugging the wall doesn't matter, really. It does in the long term in terms of retaking that land, but retaking that land, if you have to kill all the Titans that are in that ring, that's going to take years.
Yeah, it's not a rush to go plug the hole immediately. It's better to let Eren learn how to do it properly.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And obviously, like, we know, once they get there, they still have to fight 3 Titans. Like there's a lot, you know, it's not going to be a quick job, but...
Yeah.
Let's watch the next episode.
Yeah, let's do it.
That's a cool fucking weapon.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
Yeah, that's cool.
I know this show doesn't need to get bogged down in this, but I do actually wish they spent a little bit of time talking about what the caloric intake Eren would need to be able to do all of this is.
He's like the Flash.
Because they would have to wake up every morning and start stretching immediately and be so limber in order to use the ODMs. What's up, weirdo?
それで瓶の中身は解明できそうなのか?
Oh, Levi passed it off.
骨髄液由来の成分ではあるようなのですが。
Like the Titans.
Who are we putting it in?
ならば下手に扱うよりも当初の目的に使用するほかなかろう。
すると誰に委ねる? エルヴィン、君か?
Might make your arm grow back.
私は兵士としては手負いのみです。
Mikasa! Or Levi.
引き受けてくれるか?
任務なら命令すればいい。
これを使用する際はどんな状況か。
What situation will use this in? Because we don't know what it does.
We're assuming it makes a Titan.
あのようなおぞましいもの民衆にさらしてみよう。兵団への信頼も地に叩き落とされるぞ。
What is he talking about? He's not talking about having the guy poop in his own mouth thing, right?
Maybe.
This show is so weird. I can't wait for the scene where Levi injects that into someone, hoping that it solves the situation they're in, not knowing what it does. That seems like a brilliant strategy. They've essentially like created Deus Ex Machina in a syringe. I would kind of like for Erwin to take it and get his arm back. I think that'd be interesting.
Right? Maybe he will end up getting it, but...
It would be interesting if it didn't give him his arm back because he was already injured. And so, like, the syringe can't, like, undo what's already been done. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, even in his Titan form, he still has, like, that missing. Heaven.
I guess that's a risk, which is why it should probably go to someone else.
Yeah.
ウォールマリア奪還作戦は2日後に決行する。地下室には何があるのか。
Okay, let's fucking go.
調査兵団だろう。
Okay, so these are scout people we haven't met before.
肉を食ってもいいですよね。
We deserve some meat.
シャーディス団長の隠匿罪についてはどうする?
ほっとけばいい。あんなのに構って。
Honestly fair.
Yeah.
それが何なのかは地下室に答えがあると。
I fucking hope so.
Big furry ape Titan.
地下室に行った後に考えよ
う。Kind of looks like if Grisha was blonde. What if it's Grisha's brother?
お前はここで家宝を待て。連中には俺がそうごねたと説明する。いや、実際そうするつもりだ。
We good?
That's tough.
Yeah.
His dad died because of that information, right? Like.
いいや、違う。一番はこの作戦に全てをかけること。
これ以上俺に建前を使うなら、お前の両足の骨を折る。
I think that Erwin might be a gambling addict.
確実にお留守番しねえとな。しばらくは便所に行くのも苦労するぜ。
それは困るな。この世の真実が明らかになる瞬間には、私が立ち会わなければならない。
そんなに大事か、てめえの足より。そうか。
Erwin can't use ODM right now in a city.
エルヴィン、お前の判断を信じよう。
Like, this is just ego. you're not helpful right now unless he goes along to tighten up and then.
I don't think it's ego. I think it's obsession.
That's still ego, though.
No, he's not like, yeah, I'm gonna, like, I have to be there because otherwise it won't go well.
That's what he just said.
No, he says, he says, I want to be there.
Yeah, the titles are always like the night of the battle, but it's not. It's always the night before. I understand how these people became Titans.
Could you imagine if he just tightened down?
That meat is Sean! What the fuck is happening?
Sasha
Did she just punch Mikasa in the boob? I love that they were so worried about them hearing that it's even...
Yeah.
What the fuck? She finally ran out of energy. Is that what we're calling it now?
God.
血を奪還すればまた牛も羊も飼えますから。
I forgot about that.
まただ。また。あれからまだ4ヶ月しか経ってないのか。
How did Bertolt get outside the wall to tighten up there? There has to be a way through the walls.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm telling you, there's fucking secret underground tunnels everywhere.
There has to be.
一番使えねえのは1にも2にも突撃しかできねえ死に急ぎ野郎だよ。なあ。
Talking about Aaron or Erwin? Which one?
お前以外にいるかよ。死に急ぎ野郎は。
そんな俺に言わせりゃ、お前は臆病すぎだぜ。
What?
Oh good, we're back to cadet days.
I don't
We've reverted back to 6
understand
years ago.
how that was even...
You're ripping it ass.
The translation in this episode, I think, is...
Don't hurt Aaron enough that he tightens up in this room, please.
Yeah. Could you imagine if there was like a brawl with the cadets with like Bertold or like Reiner and they accidentally got punched and like tightened up immediately? Your mom?
I'm with Armin.
It's fine.
なんで誰も止めてくれねえんだ。
いつまで続くんだ。
まずいぞ。
何かが出てきちまう。自分で言うのもなんだけど、俺もっと大事にされた方がいいと思う。
むしろ怪我してもすぐ治るからなって思って見てたよ。
You've got healing powers. I don't have to help you out.
I'm not gonna... I ain't gonna bother.
でも元気が戻ったね。
Yeah, at least you're not a broody sad boy.
なんで俺にはミカサやリヴァイ兵長みてえな力がねえんだって妬んじまった。でも兵長だってお前だって一人じゃどうにもならないよな。
I wouldn't say that. They've accomplished a lot so far.
それをつなぎ合わせて大きな力に変えることができる。
That's why I punched John in the stomach multiple times.
Yeah.
The fuck? Oh, okay. Gee, I was like, Hannes is a Titan now?
Yeah, that would have been weird.
Is this show we're getting eaten doesn't mean you're gone?
商人が一生かけても取り尽くせないほどの巨大な塩の湖がある。巨人だけじゃないよ。炎の水、氷の大地、それを見に行くために調査兵団に入ったんだから。
そうだったな。
You sure did. Can you imagine trying to sleep and you're by that wall?
Just thuds.
I guess the Titans don't move much at night, right?
Right.
Supposedly. Except for the ones that do. It's a good thing they have those elevators.
Yeah, the lifts.
They're running out of doors. They keep blocking them.
あんだけ騒いだらバレるよね。
それがリーブス商会から肉を
不礼ゲルメ
調査兵団がこれだけ歓迎されるのは
In a moment.
The funny thing about this scene is that because of the Pixis scene earlier, we know neither side can hear each other.
He was just yelling noise. He was not.
Oh no, I know, but there's no way they could have heard Flegel. Because they've established within the show that people at the bottom and people at the top cannot yell at each other. Pixis is giving that speech in that previous episode, and it cuts to the people on the ground. They're like, "What the fuck is he saying?"
No, that was in the video that was making fun of.
Oh, was that in Attack on Titan in 9 minutes?
But nice try.
I'm remembering Gigek as being part of the show.
That's that's fair.
That's so funny.
That's fair. I was like, yeah, no, not quite.
Who's that?
That's Fuckboy.
Is that Bertolt? That's Reiner. Did Bertolt have a glow up in the last 2 months?
There's no way he got that tanned.
He's like 55% more attractive.
New Titan.
So Eren has to fight 4 freaking Titans when he gets to the wall.
That's rough, buddy.
It's interesting. Because people are like, oh, the first 12 episodes of season 3 are an arc, and then the last 10 are an arc. And I was like, at the beginning of this video, I was like, how is this the remainder of this arc?
Uh-huh.
I don't think it is.
I don't think it is
I think it was
either.
a 10-episode arc, and then these 2 episodes are kind of like floating in the middle, and then the next 10 episodes are an arc.
But even these 2 episodes, the sole purpose of them is to launch us into the next arc. So I think they belong as part of the second arc. Personally, if I were to group them, like if someone was like, there's 2 arcs in this season, I would include these in the second one. I don't think it really matters that much, especially when you have a time jump. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a big thing that happens. You have a time jump, and then the beginning of the next arc is the inciting incident, which then sends them to the basement.
I think the reason why people don't group it together is because functionally not a lot happens in these 2 episodes.
Yeah.
I don't think they're bad. They're not the most interesting episodes of the show, right? I think they're both kind of fine. The backstory episode, I think, is more interesting than this one, which this episode leaned a little bit into anime tropes that I don't personally find the most exciting. The, like, overdoing the nosebleed or Sasha eating the hand. Like, those jokes are, like, physical comedy on a slapstick level that I think is kind of... It's tropey humor that isn't my favorite, right?
Yeah.
And that's in across a lot of anime.
Yeah.
Is those same kind. It's like, like the anime, like when someone gets horny, their nose bleeds.
Yeah.
Those kinds of things that I feel are like staples of the genre aren't always my favorite. And I don't think they fit Attack on Titan very often. Sasha's at the center of a lot of those. Remember in season 1 when they're cadets and Sasha goes like feral with red eyes for a moment and like leaps for the bread, and I was like, does Sasha have weird superpowers? And they're like, no, that was just a weird
She's just
anime
like
thing.
a comic relief character in a lot of ways, which her episode was really cool, but like she is used as kind of like she's almost used as like an anime trope. I'm not a huge fan of like the tropes themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with you there, but I think what this episode did fairly successfully was bring some kind of life and hope and camaraderie back to the Survey Corps. Like everything had been so like desolate, right? And Eren's been broody as fuck, and everyone's just trying to fucking survive, right?
Yeah.
But they've had 2 months of being able to catch their breath and actually accomplish things, and their humanity is almost coming back in a sense. Maybe not quite that strong. Like humanity, I think, is like a strong word for that. But that kind of vibe, which that's I think that this episode was very successful in that. Even though like not a lot happened.
And that's what I'm saying. It's not that the episodes are bad. I think they were good.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like they are moored to either of the arcs. They are kind of these 2 episodes kind of are on their own. there's a little bit of information that's relevant to the larger plot in them, but it is mostly just kind of spending 2 episodes to reset our characters into a new arc.
Yeah.
And so it was fine. I personally like the 11 more than 12, just because I think that the Jean and Aaron fight in the bar was a little bit odd, especially considering the relationship they had when they were standing on the farm at the fence, watching Krista with the kids. And I thought the camaraderie those 2 characters had at the fence was just the more of closer to the character development I think we've seen from them than the bar fight, which or food fight, whatever you want to call it. It was like a bar brawl. It just was a little bit silly.
Yeah, it was. I agree.
And yeah, that's all it is. Yeah. But once they got to the steps, I really like that scene. I like that Armin, despite everything he's been through, is still holding on to this thing. And he is, as a character, acting as Aaron's tether to that original dream of seeing the sea. And, you know, Aaron has lost faith in himself a lot, and he's been broody because of this, like, he doesn't view himself the same way that he used to.
Yeah. And
Armin is there to be the tether to his old self in a way that was really effective on the stairs. And in a way that I'm so curious what's going on with Aaron and Mikasa.
Yeah.
Because there's their relationship is so odd to me in that Mikasa seems to really want more out of it from Aaron. But at the same time, the way that she's going about that, I think, is pushing him away from her. And
she's not really doing anything.
But she's being motherly, right? And she's being forceful in a way that I think is going to cause a divide between them. Like, I think the thing Aaron does not want is to feel like someone is forcing him to do anything.
Yeah.
And I understand why Mikasa's doing it, right? Someone needs to tell him to eat, but I'm worried that he's, like, long-term going to be resentful of her because of the way that she treats him.
Yeah.
And because Jean is there standing there going, oh, yeah, you're an idiot. And kind of the jokes that I've been making of, like, Levi and Mikasa will save the day.
Yeah.
These Aaron and Erwin are going to fuck around and do dumb shit that I just think is, like, not the best. And Levi and Mikasa save the day. I've been saying that since the end of season 1. But I think that Aaron is going to have a level of disdain for Mikasa because of the way she's treating him. And I don't want to see that happen because Mikasa's my girl and I want her to get what she wants, which is Aaron's hardening experiments. So I want her to get that, but I'm worried that she's not going to because she is overstepping in a way on a different kind of relationship with Aaron rather than like a lover's relationship, more of a, not matrimonial, that's marriage.
Romantic?
No, like a motherly, matriarchal relationship.
Oh, see, I think that Mikasa is just kind of acting the way that she has always acted. She's always protected Aaron. She's always kind of told him what to do. She's always been like she has these feelings towards him. And we've seen 2 moments where she's like, I love, you know what I mean? Like, it's like almost there. But ever since the beginning, like, she's been the one who kicks ass and, like, kind of grabs him by the scruff of the neck to do what needs to be done. And so I honestly feel like their relationship hasn't changed at all, which is a little disappointing.
See, that's interesting you say it, because I feel like there was a little bit more give and take earlier. And when she did do things like that with Aaron in earlier episodes, he didn't push back on it at all. And recently, it feels like he's starting to push back on it. Like, their relationship is changing as they're getting older. And so it's not so much that Mikasa's behavior has changed, so much as I feel like Aaron's response to it has.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm wondering what that is going to look like as we head into these further, as I feel like this season is going to help us narrow back in on Aaron, because I don't think his story is going with them.
Probably
on this mission.
Not.
So
no.
I'm hoping that doesn't mean there's no more Historia. Like, I hope she doesn't get relegated to, like, we'll see her again in season 4, because she's my favorite character on the show right now.
Yeah.
And maybe part of the reason why these episodes don't work for me as much as the earlier ones of the season is because she is my favorite part of this show. And has been, since the middle of season 2. But yeah. I'm just curious. Like, I'm still really on board right now. I just I'm ready to watch the next 2.
Yeah.
These two are very much just bridge episodes to I'm ready to see what happens.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they have a plan now. And they are invested in the direction they're headed. I still don't give a shit about Bertolt and Reiner's right now. I want to know what's up with them, but like as long as they're just sitting on walls for months at a time waiting, don't fucking care.
Yeah, they look like they've been there a while. Like he's like camped out, like waiting to see if they like come by.
Jesus Christ.
And maybe that is what it is. They're you know, at the end of that episode, it was like, no, we're not going to go on like a rescue mission. They're going to come to us. So they might actually be waiting at the basement.
But where the fuck is Annie? In that 2 months, Roberto and Rhino are like, I don't think they're coming, dude. It doesn't seem like... Can you imagine, like, 10 days in, you're like, it's got to be soon, right? 45 days in, you're like... Like, 2 months is longer than I think we've been watching this. No, we've watched this 3 months. They've been sitting there for almost the amount of time that we've been watching Attack on Titan. Doing fucking nothing.
Yeah.
What are they eating?
They got their orders. I don't know.
I guess Shiganshima probably has, like, plenty of food.
Probably.
Although, no, it's been 5 years. It would all be spoiled.
Well, they have, like, resources. Like, they have clearly settlements outside the walls. So
fair. I'm just curious. I want to see what happens next, and I'm glad that this is the first time they've left the city where I actually am on board with the mission and I understand what it is.
Yeah.
And so this is the first expedition where I'm like in it.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, season 3's been great. I'm really happy we kept going with the show because there was definitely a point at the end of season 1 where I was like, do I want to do this? But no, season 3's definitely been worth it. If you like this video, like and subscribe to the channel. If you don't, hit the dislike button. Leave mean comments down below because the algorithm god is hungry and we must feed her. As always, there's an algorithm god on the episode, and that algorithm goddess is...
Sasha's really hungry for that meat, you know?
I'm glad they untied her eventually.
Yeah, at some point.
Sasha, get your shit together. If you want to follow us around the internet, you can. I'm at Nerdy Nightly.
I'm at Claris Polaris.
Yeah, it's weird because we loved her so much in the early show, but like the show has kind of like made her a joke in a way that...
She only has had like one good moment, and the rest of the time she's just for humor.
But we were so into her at first.
No, I know.
Potato Girl, man. I stand Potato Girl. She deserves more arc. Isayama, can you rewrite the show?
Just for us.
Starting from here out. Just new episodes all about Sasha and
Only
Historia
Sasha.
and Ymir and their lesbian threesome. Do something nerdy tonight.
Bye, guys.
Bye.